Tout au long de son histoire, la NBA nous a livré un nombre incalculable d'actions légendaires. Certaines sont devenues mythiques et connues de tous les fans de basketball grâce à une voix ou un commentateur, mais on connaît rarement le nom de celui ou celle derrière le micro. Alors aujourd'hui, je vous emmène à la rencontre de Bill Schoening, c'est le commentateur radio attitré des Spurs. Depuis plus de 20 ans, c'est sa voix qui accompagne tous les exploits des Noirs et Blancs. Alors je vous emmène au Bank Center à la rencontre de Bill, c'est parti.
Glad you're with us on the San Antonio Spurs radio network. With the basketball front court right, it is Harrison Barnes. Switching the pass left to Wembanyama. He'll try a straightaway three.
My name is Bill Schoening. I'm the radio play-by-play voice of the San Antonio Spurs. My first season was 01-02, which was Tony Parker's rookie year. So Tony's first year was my first year. Most positions in basketball or any sport, you got to start at the bottom. So when I started in radio, I was very young, and I started broadcasting high school games. Okay, football, basketball, baseball, different sports. And then I kind of worked my way up to small college, then major college. And then when I was 41 years old, I got this opportunity with the Spurs. And so I've been here for 24 years now. I don't know how long I'm going to go. I'm not spring chicken anymore. I'm closer to the end than I am to the beginning, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been a fun ride.
This is the legend, and this is the legend. This is the legend right here. Man. Oh, yeah. Thank you again, brother, for everything.
Hey, man, what is the word in French for legend? I don't know.
I just call it legend.
It's the same word.
It's the same word, okay. Every game is probably 2 or 3 hours, and most of the preparation work is preparing for the opponent, because you know your own team, you see them all the time, you do every game they play, but most of the work is making sure that you know the opponent very well. This is kind of scribble. I know a lot of guys like to do it on computer, but I still like to scribble my hand notes. It's game notes, statistician stuff with the field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage, what a guy averages, points, rebounds, assists, and then little notes about his career, where he was drafted, where his hometown is, his home country. Of course, now we have so many players from different countries.
Commenter un match demande énormément de préparation et de sérieux. Alors évidemment, il faut connaître le sport commenté, ça semble logique, mais il faut aussi savoir entretenir sa voix, et ça c'est un travail du quotidien, puisque Bill boit du café avant un match par exemple, et ce qu'il déconseille les boissons trop froides. Vous allez voir, ça peut sembler bête, mais Bill a ses petites techniques.
Usually I drink hot tea. Hot tea is the key for me. Not only does it have good soothing qualities for the throat, but it's got caffeine, so I have down my energy, For the most part, I've been able to take care of my throat. That's why I've been able to, do so many games. I've seen a lot of great players. I've seen a lot of players from France. Boris Diaw, Tony Parker, Nando De Colo, and of course, Victor Wembanyama.
It's no good, but a foul on Barnes and 3 free throws coming up for Luke Kennard. First personal foul by the Spurs.
Racing to the finish line, seatbelt, fast whips, got a win in mind. See me when I skirt off, ain't no 10 in mind. Friends keep saying slow down, should've.
Let me see if my favorite bartender's here. Come on with me. This is French TV. That's Harmony. Best bartender in the league right there, Harmony.
I thought by now you forgive me.
Maintenant, on sait que pour bien commenter, il ne suffit pas de s'asseoir sur sa chaise. Le métier de commentateur requiert beaucoup de passion et de dévotion. Bill a rejoint les Spurs lors de la saison 2001-2002. Il a donc tout connu de l'histoire de San Antonio, de l'arrivée de Tony Parker à celle de Victor Wembanyama, en passant par le Big Three, Duncan, Ginobili, Parker. Bill a tout commenté et vous allez voir, c'est une véritable machine à souvenirs.
He was a 19-year-old kid. He was a late first-round pick. I don't know that any of us thought he was going to play an awful lot early. And then very early, like the second week of the regular season,
Coach Popovich puts him in the starting lineup, and he stayed in the starting lineup for a long, long time. Tony's quickness was the thing that stood out most to me, you know. And, of course, Pop challenged him. You know, he was kind of tough on him, you know, because it was a contending team. It's not like he was a 19-year-old kid and came to a team that was not going to make the playoffs. The veteran team was expecting to make a playoff run. They had already won a championship in '99. So I think when you look at what Tony did, you know, be able to come in at such a young age and really kind of adapt to Greg Popovich and Tim Duncan, this veteran coach, these veteran players, was really quite a job by Tony. A lot of different things come to mind, but certainly, you know, Tony Parker's right in the center of it with those 4 championships. I'm on a streak right now, and I've got to stop and think. I know it's over 2,200. I think I'm right around 2,245 right now. All the championships, the games that won championships, there's 4 of them. They stand out more than any of the others. I think some of the international games that I got a chance to broadcast, we were in Berlin, did a game, Istanbul, Paris, Lyon, and Mexico City. So we've done some international games. They were always fun. They were mostly preseason games, though. Yeah, we all remember that night because we were all hoping that the Spurs would get the number 1 pick. We remember the lottery first because we knew immediately that they would get Victor if they got the number 1 pick. So, yeah, there was a lot of excitement, really more on lottery night because that's when the Spurs knew they had that number 1 pick and they were going to get Victor. And I think the thing that really excited the Spurs fans about him was the humility that he showed. You know, he is a special guy. Of course, we've learned a lot more about him since he got here, but I think from the very get-go, you could tell that he was a player that was going to be very humble and very, you know, ready, willing, and able to help the San Antonio Spurs. David was 24 years old, I think, when he was a rookie. So it's completely different than Victor when he was 19 when he came in and didn't turn 20 until almost halfway through his rookie year. Tim Duncan also played 4 years in college, so those guys were older when they got in. So the fact that Victor's putting up those kinds of numbers so early in his career and he still just turned 21 in early January, very, very impressive.
My name's Bill Schoening. I'm a sports broadcaster based in Texas. I do the Austin Spurs, UTSA, the University of Texas at San Antonio, and anybody else that'll pay me to be a sports broadcaster for them. When he got the Spurs job, I was in the 4th grade, and his first year was Tony Parker's first year, so that was kind of cool.
Of course, you always want to see your son follow your footsteps, but I would never pressure him at all. I mean, this is something that he chose to do, and he did his own path. He did it completely different than I did it. I noticed a lot of the similarities. Our cadence is the same. Sometimes the way we describe a certain play might be very, very similar, but he has his own style. He's unique in his own way, but I think that there are some similarities. I don't know if you think that same way.
Yeah. I think so. Obviously, a little bit different because I mostly work with video to kind of help out.
You know, he's still young in the business and working his way up, but I'm very proud of what he's accomplished so far.
Bill Schoening a dédié sa vie au basketball et au sport en rendant magique certaines actions à la seule force de sa voix. C'est tout l'intérêt de ce métier de commentateur. Parfois, un seul commentaire peut définitivement marquer l'histoire. Par exemple, on se souvient tous des commentaires de Mike Breen lors du contre de LeBron James en 2016, un moment fort de l'histoire de la NBA sublimé par un commentaire tout autant mythique. Maintenant vous savez tout de ce métier de commentateur, on vous donne rendez-vous sur Squeak tout au long de la saison pour suivre Wemby et ses coéquipiers. Bye les Squeakos.